Hey guys, this is Area53 and let's talk about Hot Wheels downgrades. So, Hot Wheels downgrades. It's not a new news for us. We've seen this happening to a lot of castings. They're kind of retooled. This is what I just found, that newer Hot Wheels funny cars. You all know about the funny cars on Hot Wheels lately. Yeah, I see a lot of Hot Wheels funny cars on the pegs. You know, not a lot of people taking it, but I think it's kind of a shame. And after I see somebody actually reviewing it, now Hot Wheels is stop making them could do this. This is what the funny car is all about. And I have a couple of funny cars here and they are do the same thing. So you could lift the whole body up, because this is a car that made purposely for a drag strip, and you could open them. And Hot Wheels has been doing this since a long time. I guess this one's actually cast back in 1969. So Hot Wheels has been doing this a lot. And this is like one of the main features, that you could open them up, and this been carrying through a lot of Hot Wheels. And you know, Hot Wheels actually still making funny cars, and I still see it on the pegs, but unfortunately these newer Hot Wheels, they don't do this anymore. They can't open up like they supposed to be, like funny car do. So they just still like this, and you know, it's got a rivet to the body. So I know it is a retooled version, and man, it's just sad to see a funny car can't open up like this. And yeah, that's Hot Wheels choice to keep going with the funny car, even though I think funny car is kind of not really you know, popular with kids anymore. I mean, I still love funny cars. They're super cool, but unfortunately Hot Wheels just stopped making them could be opened up like that. So the whole body now is riveted into the chassis, and even that, the chassis is not even steel. All of these have steel chassis. And the latest Hot Wheels, they just use a plastic on the bottom, metal body, but they're not openable anymore. So that is a big downgrade for me. Alright, now I have talked about the funny cars. Let's move on to another thing. So why is this happening? It's because Hot Wheels doing retools on their castings to keep their toys stay at $1. Like this, for example, the DEORA. This is one that I just acquired. This is the TEKU DEORA 2, and this is the retooled version, and this is the original version. So in the original version, you could see the surfboard is pretty different, because this one is a separate part. So you could lift this up, but you cannot really take it away. So it's kind of give that you know, interesting look to it. But on the modern version, the newer ones, they could afford that anymore, so they just kind of stick it up like that on the body. So just like a stamp on the body itself, and not making it a separate part like this. And also in the retools, they also have to make the production lines much more cheaper. So they kind of like automated the assembly line, and that is why Hot Wheels these days have two rivets. No longer have just one rivet and a pin on the front. So in the previous Hot Wheels, you have to like slot the bodies in to the front here, and then push it down, and then do the rivets here. So that's just like a simple locking mechanism on the casting itself. But on the newer Hot Wheels, they made everything to be a rivet, so everything has to be retooled, and that's what they chose to do. And one of the downgrades also you could see is the window, because the windows on the previous version is really smooth, and that is how it's supposed to be on the DEORA 2. But On the newer version, they kind of like going inside a little bit, and that doesn't make the car looks kind of. But you know what? It's a Hot Wheels, so if you look at it from far away, it's not gonna be really noticeable. But if you're really into DEORAs, you could, yeah, you could feel the downgrade there, which is kind of sad. But hey, TEKU DEORA 2 is back. I'm not so mad about it. I'm just talking about the Hot Wheels downgrade, guys. Downgrades, downgrade. Next, not just that, the retooled actually changes some of the proportion of the engines on Hot Wheels. This is the example. This is the original 2005, I guess, 2005, 2004. This is from the Tune series. You know, before the Tune series became like the Japanese style, which is I don't really like that. But the Tune version on the older one, it's more like the cartoons. They got really big engine up front, so it's like a classic comic where cars are being like, you know, big engines up front. And I guess this is what defines Hot Wheels, because big engine means Hot Wheels instantly back in the day. But now Hot Wheels are like kind of losing their, I don't really see what makes a Hot Wheels anymore. But that's for another topic. Let's talk about the downgrades here. As you can see, the engines is actually now a lot smaller, and it's less detailed. It's like night and day. I mean, the whole look is still almost the same, but you know what? You can see here, there's actually a linkage to the butterfly opening, which is pretty rad, you know? And this is just a regular car. This is not a premium, I just changed the wheels into rubber tires. But on the newer one, nope, they're just like engines stuck in there. And that's it, there's like no details whatsoever. But on the older ones, yeah, I painted this. It actually was completely chrome. You can see the linkage right there, which is pretty cool. And there's no linkage on this side, because blower linkage is actually only on one side, usually on the driver's side, and that's pretty cool detail. And yeah, another sad downgrades because of make it cheaper, you know. Another example of shrinking engines is on this one. You can see the engine is a lot smaller, and now it looks really this looks sad, honestly. Doesn't look great. This is on the older ones. You can see the whole details on it is insane, dude. If only my camera wants to take it. Yep, you can see the details right here. It's looking pretty nice. The carburetors. And now take a look at the newer version. Yeah, just a sad blob right there. I don't even know what this is. Yeah, that doesn't even exist in the back and in the previous version. So I don't know what that is. Yeah, that's a downgrade, especially on the car engines. Now, they're not only changing the size of the engines, but sometimes Hot Wheels engines also got retooled, and this is what I really confused about, because in this version you could see the hot rod. This is the retooled version, and they got like 5 spark plug spot for the engine, which is kind of weird because this is a V8. You could see there is like 4 exhaust pipes on the side, but they got 5 holes up in the engine cover, which is not make sense to me. You know, people who probably just, you know, buy this for the sake of a car, they're probably not gonna care. Even in the artwork, you could see there's like 4 holes in there for the ignition, but the toy got 5, which is weird. And this is not happening on the previous version. The original version looks like this. Got only 4 And now after retools, the engine's some kind of a, like, really weird. I don't know why is that happening on Hot Wheels, but yeah, again, retools, guys. Now I'm not saying that every retool is a bad thing, because for example, the Dodge Viper on the RT10, they actually kind of make the car looks a tons better than the previous version, because the original previous version is a little bit short. You can see the comparison, and you know, the newer ones, they actually looks a lot more proper right now, and that looks really nice. Love the wheels, but I think it's gonna be a lot better with the other wheels. But this thing is actually pretty good. And also happens with the Playmode Roadrunner. I see that Red and Fatisky actually kind of make the 70 Roadrunner satellite-ish for the Fast and Furious series, and I guess that looks a lot better than this one. This one got kind of a, yeah, it's felt old. The newer ones is a lot better, but yeah, that happens sometimes. Retooled version is a lot better than the older version, but sometimes it's on par, like this thing right here. Older off-road cars on Hot Wheels usually have this. It's like a separate wheels, and you could also see this on roll cage. You know, Hot Wheels used to do separate wheels for the
spare tires,
and that looks pretty nice. And the retooled version, they look like this, which is not so good, but I'm glad that Hot Wheels recently still managed to do separate wheels like this. And it's kind of sad because this car sits on the pegs like long time, not a lot of people actually taking it, which is a shame, but this is pretty good castings. And also the another downgrade is the absence of opening hood. Hot Wheels back in the day, they like to do openable hood and some other features, which is pretty cool features, like on this one you could literally open the back door and there's gonna be a motorcycle come out of it. But you know what, I'm gonna save this thing for another video, so stay tuned on that. And yeah, it's a very special features, and you could also see on other Hot Wheels as well, like this. You could open it and you could see the engine inside it, so they kind of made a openable hood for their main lines. And this is the main line, guys. We just changed the wheels into rubber tires. This was actually a regular Hot Wheels, and yeah, you got openable hood, which is now the Cobra actually still exists, and lately it's became Zamac, but you know, the opening hood of course is long gone. Hot Wheels no longer make those again to save their budget. Also happened with this Hot Wheels as well. This, which is 1950s Ford van, it's no longer have openable hood like this one. You could open it, see the supercharged V8 on it, which is pretty nice. And again, guys, this is a regular car. This is just $1 car. You got a big metal chunk as well. So yeah, openable hood. Hot Wheels no longer make those happen, which is, I think, people still didn't really notice that. So Hot Wheels are actually making a lot of downgrades lately, and yeah, they actually keep making these features, but on the bigger scale. This is 1/43rd, and you could see there is some kind of a feature to open the hood. This is GT Scorcher, and that openable hood is non-existent in this 1/64 scale. So I'm kind of glad Hot Wheels actually still pull the openable hood, but on a different series. Yeah, Hot Wheels no longer make the openable hood because I think in the Matchbox they actually save the openable hood features or doors, whatever, for the moving parts. So they sell a little bit different prices, so you can't get those with $1 anymore, but it was something that you could get from Hot Wheels for $1, which is pretty awesome. So I guess you have to see some of these Hot Wheels, these older Hot Wheels, older castings that I think they are kind of still underappreciated right now. I think you should grab it now before it's too late, because I think genuinely, like, openable hood like this, it's gonna rise up in value. It's already happened. This already happened with this casting, which is this is not the regular version, but it was available on regular Hot Wheels back in the day, and you got a metal motorcycle inside of it, which is kind of insane for a $1 car. And that Hot Wheels already going up in value right now. So I guess for this Hot Wheels that actually got downgraded, grab it right now before it's too late, guys. And yeah, also sometimes cars got retooled, and cars like this, like the Nerf Hammer, it got separated spoiler on the back, but on the retooled version they kind of like stick it into the body, so it's like one clamp. Even though this car is already plastic, and I could admit that this felt cheap. Even the body felt like really cheap. But Hot Wheels kind of I think we should make this car a little bit more cheaper by deleting the spoiler, the separated spoiler. So they kind of stuck in the spoiler into the body. Also happens with this thing, the Synchro. I know this is the McDonald's version, but Synchro always have separated wing on the back. Now they kind of like stuck it into the body because of the retools. Also, the things that you taken for granted is the underbody, because Hot Wheels underbody right now kind of a bland. And just to remind you, this is what Hot Wheels underbody used to be. A lot of details. You can see the engine, everything on the car. Looks very special. But this, nah guys, this is also a downgrade in my opinion. So even though this is not a retool, so Hot Wheels doing a lot of downgrades, so I guess grab the old ones. Now they're still undervalued in my opinion. Take it before it's too late, and yeah, start to appreciate more. So I guess that's it for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. God bless you guys. Bye bye.